In the very olden time, there lived a powerful king. Some of his ideas were progressive, but others caused people to suffer. One of the king's ideas was a public arena as an agent of poetic justice. When a person was accused of a crime, his future would be judged in a public arena. All the people would gather in his building. The king sat up high on his ceremonial chair. He gave a sign. A door under him opened. The accused person stepped out into the arena. Directly opposite the king were two doors. They were side by side, exactly alike. The people on the trial had to walk directly to these doors and open one of them. He could open whichever door he pleased.
If the accused man opened one door, out came a hungry tiger, the fiercest in the land. The tiger immediately jumped on him and tore him to pieces as punishment for his guilt. The case of the suspect was thus decided. Iron bells rang sadly. Great cries went up from the paid mourners, and the people with heads hanging low and sad hearts slowly made their way home.
If the accused opened the other door, there came forth from it a woman chosen especially for the person. To this lady he was immediately married in honor of his innocence. It was not a problem that he might already have a wife and family, or that he might have chosen to marry another woman. The king permitted nothing to interfere with his great method of punishment and reward.
This was the king's method of carrying out justice. Its fairness appeared perfect. The accused person could not know which door was hiding the lady. He opened as he pleased without knowing whether in the next minute he was going to be killed or married.
This method was a popular one when the people gathered together on one of the great trial days. They never knew whether they would see a bloody killing or a happy ending, so everyone was always interested, and the thinking part of the community would bring no charge of unfairness against this plan. Did not accused person have the whole matter in his own hands? The king had a beautiful daughter who was like him in many ways. The princess secretly loved a young man who was the best looking and the bravest in the land, but he was a commoner, not part of an important family.
One day the king discovered that the relationship between his daughter and the young man. The man was immediately put in prison. A day was set for his trial in the king's public arena. This, of course, was an especially important event. Never before had a common subject been brave enough to love the daughter of the king. The king knew that the young man would be punished, even if he opened the right door, and the king would take pleasure in watching the series of events. The day of the trial arrived. From far and near, the people gathered in the arena and outside its walls. All was ready. The sign was given. The door under the king opened, and the lover of the princess entered the arena.
Tall, beautiful, and fair, his appearance was met with a sound of approval and tension. Half the people have not known so perfect a young man lived among them. No wonder the princess loved him. What a terrible thing for him to be here. The young man's eyes were fixed on the princess, who sat to the right of her father. She had thought of nothing but this event. She had done what no other person had done. She had possessed herself on the secret of the doors. She knew behind which door stood the tiger and behind which waited the lady.
Her lover turned to look at the princess. His eyes met hers as she sat there. Then anyone in the large ocean of tense faces around her. She saw that she knew behind which door waited the tiger, and behind which stood the lady. She had expected her to know it. When he looked at her, he saw that she had been successful. Then his quick and tense look asked the question, which? There was not time to be lost. The princess raised her hand and made a short, quick movement towards the right. No one but her lover saw it. Every eye but his was fixed on the man in the arena. He turned, and with a firm and quick step, he walked across the empty space. Every heart stopped beating. Every breath was held. Every eye was fixed upon that man. He went to the door on the right and opened it.
Now the point of the story is this: did the tiger come out of the door, or did the lady? The more we think about this question, the harder it is to answer. It involves a study of the human heart. Think of it not as if the decision of the question depend upon yourself, but as if it depended upon the hot-blooded princess, her soul at a white heat under the fires of sadness and jealousy. She had lost him, but who should have him? She thought of her lover opening the door, on the other side of which waited the sharp teeth of the tiger.
But how much oftener has she seen him open the other door? How has she ground her teeth and torn her hair when she had seen his happy face as he opened the door of the lady? When she had seen the two of them get married, and when she had seen them walk away together upon their path of flowers, followed by the happy shouts of the crowd, in which her one said cry was lost. Would it not be better for him to die quickly and go to the wait for her in that blessed place of the future? And yet that tiger, those cries, that blood, her decision had been shown quickly, but it had been made after the days and night of thought. She had known she would be asked, and she had decided what she would answer, and she had moved her hand to the right. The question of her decision is one not to be lightly considered, and it is not for me to set myself up as the one person able to answer it. And so I leave it with all of you. Which came out of the open door, the lady or the tiger?